Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for Coming to America, starring Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, and everyone else that was in the movie the first time. Like, everyone else, which is awesome. So, as always, I'm gonna eat the good, the bad, and the furry. So, this movie, not a whole lot of animals in this one. Again, there's sort of a dog person, if you think about it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. But, yeah, so this movie, it's set, based on the time frame that Coming to America 1 came out, to now is the same amount of time that's passed in the real world as in that world. So, Eddie Murphy's character has some kids, and he finds out that Arsenio Hall drugged him, and he accidentally made a bastard child in America, and so he decides to go to America to bring the child back because they want a male heir. And hilarity ensues. So, I found this one kind of underwhelming. I didn't care for it as much, because the thing is that, so, Coming to America 1, Eddie Murphy's character is in a country that doesn't appear to be any type of, warlord country, or that the ones where your citizens hate you. It just seems like it just happens to be one that still has a king and queen, and they, again, maybe I missed the subtext, but it seemed like they were loved, and that they loved him, and that it was a rather, aside from having the kingness going on, that it wasn't a totally backwards country. And in this one, you find out that, women aren't allowed to own anything, and and there's arranged, I guess there was arranged marriages in the first one, but it seems like that it's a bunch of nonsense, because Mufasa's still not dead, and it's been 40 years. When is Prince Akeem going to become king? And then the entire premise of, the problem of the movie is, he needs a male heir because only males can inherit, blah, blah, blah. Bro, you're king. This is made up problems. You are king. You make the rules. Make it so your clearly more qualified daughter can take over like she's been training to do her whole life, as opposed to just whatever random dude from America comes with his scheming lady. So, I didn't really care for that, but to be fair, I'm not a really big comedy fan. I like Eddie Murphy stuff from back in the day, but I think I also gave it more leeway because it was back in the day, whereas this one was made in current times, and it just seemed a little backwards. I did like Wesley Snipes in this. Wesley Snipes is always a treat, and in this one, he is just, having a grand old time, and I super liked that. It had some interesting points, had some interesting laughs, but for the most part, I think just the premise of why they were having to be in these situations and why other characters were put in further situations just kind of bugged me to the point where it was distracting. So if you're into the situational comedy, if you don't mind that sort of thing, if you're really getting that 80s nostalgia, if you thought that in the first one his wife wasn't ridiculous for not getting mad at the jerk who threw the milkshake at him in the beginning, if you didn't think that was unusual, you're like, yeah, no, that's totally understandable. If that's cool, you will probably like this movie more than I did. But I didn't super like this movie for those reasons. But I did really enjoy that I think literally every character that had a speaking part from the first one, I think every single one of those made an appearance in this one in a way that, made a relatively high amount of sense for the universe that they were in, which I appreciated. I thought that was pretty clever, and it was fun, and I liked seeing where these characters are 30, 40 years later. It was fun. So yeah, that was fun. But just kind of the premise with Eddie Murphy, I felt like his character was a more mature and a more, progressive person in the original, and he just very, very much regressed in this one, which was kind of disappointing. But yeah, So I would say that if you like the first one and you watch it for the first time recently, then watch this one. You're going to have a good time. Otherwise, skip unless you're a super fan of 80s-ish comedies made today. But yeah, that's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you at the next one. Bye.